Winner of the last poll, Mothra vs. Godzilla, seen here with its US release title, Godzilla vs. the Thing, is a 1964 Toho kaiju film that serves as a sequel to both 1961's Mothra and 1962's King Kong vs. Godzilla, though you don't really need to have seen either to understand the story here. Film features what many consider to be the best in the genre with its personnel both on and behind the camera, led by Akira Takarada, Yuriko Hoshi, and Kenji Sahara, with Ishiro Honda directing, Eiji Tsuburaya providing special effects, and Akira Ifukube handling the score. Mothra vs. Godzilla starts off with a massive storm. Miniature sets are being toppled over by both wind and waves. Presumably due to this, a giant egg is displaced to Japanese waters, and Godzilla gets washed ashore. Godzilla's entrance, one of my favorite. Odd that he's coming out of the dirt, but the suspense, with the cuts to the crowd and the radiation detector, to his tail popping out, to the reveal of the new suit, that's just something about that evil brow. Love the design, love the entrance scene. Eventually, adult Mothra comes to protect Japan from Godzilla, and then the egg hatches Mothra larva to continue the fight. The score is phenomenal, just extremely good and extremely fitting. Skeleturtle. Big fan of the visual of Godzilla flailing around with a Mothra larva biting down on his tail. We get city destruction. Military retaliation. They actually go through a variety of defensive plans. Godzilla's head catches on fire. There's even a human fight between the two bad guys. Could very well be primacy bias. The Peanuts reprise their role from Mothra to serve as the Shobijin fairies, and they are by far my favorite portrayal of them. I always bitch about this, so newspaper headline transitions. Real short here, thankfully. Shobijin effects aren't the greatest, there's often a blue outline around them, but it never ruins it for me. Plus, there's a lot of tiny body models used for them when they don't have to be moving. Adult Mothra looks a bit beat up. There are some visible wires even on this DVD version. Sure, the Blu-ray and 4K versions are even more apparent. Speed of movement seems inconsistent. Usually Godzilla movement is slowed down, but here it seems Mothra's movement is sped up, so some scenes with both, they just seem off. I don't have a lot of real cons, but like prior Godzilla films, the hand puppet scenes look bad and not up to the quality of the rest of the movie. I don't know what this is, stop motion or what in the background, but it doesn't look good. Thankfully, very brief. Some Godzilla projection work looks blurry and overexposed. This is more apparent in the film than the other cons. Once the monsters start fighting, our human story really gets pushed into the background. At least they get to run over and save those kids, but I guess the real takeaway is that the human story is just a crutch to get to the monster action, which isn't really exclusive to this movie, but does differentiate it from some of the best in the genre. Oh, and I did watch the Godzilla vs. the Thing version on this rewatch for nostalgia, but it is weird that they keep calling Mothra the Thing, even after they immediately call her Mothra after first using the Thing moniker. It looks like Mothra was released in the US in 1962, but I guess American International Pictures, the US distributor, decided that the curiosity of what the Thing could be outweighed Mothra's appeal to US filmgoers. Overall, still a big fan of Mothra vs. Godzilla. Very solid filmmaking with interesting set pieces and, at least in the first half, interesting human story. Definitely a must-see if you are a fan of kaiju or just a fan of Godzilla. Thanks for watching.